Hey everyone, Stones here coming at you with another video showing off everything that I got from this weekend at yard sales and garage sales. It was a great weekend, great weather, topped at the high 70s compared to last weekend where it was actually the whole month where every weekend was either extremely hot or rainy or both. Last weekend I barely found a thing, which is why I hadn't recorded a video. This weekend was great. I found a lot of great stuff at a lot of great prices. And I just wanted to show that off really quick, starting off with probably my worst purchase of the weekend. This is from yesterday. Paid $20 total, or $10 a piece for each one of these plush. I should have walked away from it. She did drop the price down, but I had never seen either one of these before. But again, I should have skipped it. So this is Grubby. And he is the pal of Teddy Ruxpin. Teddy Ruxpin is the popular talking teddy bear from the 80s. I've had many in the past, probably about half a dozen of them and before. Matter of fact, my last video, I think I had one where I paid $5. Unfortunately, he didn't work, and because he didn't work, I can sell the battery cover for about $15-20, and his outfit can sell for 10. So not a total loss. There's still a way of making money from that, but rather disappointing that it didn't work, even though she told me that it did. So Grubby, the problem with Grubby is, the only way that you can test him is if you had a working Teddy Ruxpin. The only way that you have a working Teddy Ruxpin is if you have the cassettes that go with him, plus the cord that connects the two dolls or toys or whatever you want to call it. I have neither one, so I can't really test him. So I'm probably gonna have to sell him as is for 20 bucks. And this plush rubber face monkey from the 70s, I think his name's Mr. Twisty or something like that. Not in the greatest condition. Probably can get about 20 bucks for him. So I'm going to double my money for my $20 purchase. Not the best return in my investment. I don't like doubling my money. I don't even like quadrupling my money. I need a 5 times my money, 10 times my money. So this is a purchase that I should have left alone. This is a vintage Gitano polo shirt, new with tags. I paid $1 for that. Gitano was a big brand in the 80s, along with like Jordache. In the 90s, the shirt's worth about $25 in new condition, but from $1 purchase, not too bad. Picked up these baseball bats for $15. There's no real value in these. They're pretty bad condition, basic baseball bats. These are going to go to my friend who owns the electronics recycling event that I talk about in past videos. He also owns a Rage Room, and I pick up baseball bats for him because he always needs baseball bats. If you don't know what a Rage Room is, it's basically where people pay money to destroy things. They get a baseball bat, they get a certain amount of time, and they can just destroy bottles and vases and computer monitors and all sorts of things, and they pay money to do this, and he's always needing baseball bats because they get bent up and destroyed over time. This is probably going to be a personal pickup. I paid $20 for this at a yard sale. This is an 80s, I think 80s, maybe early 90s, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toy chest, toy box, whatever you want to call it. Kind of in bad condition, faded on the sides. The top is in great condition. If these were in great condition, upwards of $100 or more for this. In this condition, worth maybe $60 to $70. But I thought that was just too cool to pass up. It probably is going to go be a personal collection type of thing. Maybe use it to store some of my collectibles, something like that. At the same sale, I paid, I forgot now, $10 for this set of Archie glasses. 1971 Archie comic glasses. This is the first thing I looked at. She originally wanted 20. I was not interested. I really don't need breakables, any more glasses or anything like that. But when she dropped it down to 10, it was hard for me to pass up. There's several duplicates. That's the biggest problem. So I may be able to get $25 for the set, but they are pretty cool. Now, what I did like and want was this Green Arrow glass. I paid $2 for this. It looks like a brand new one. It looks like one that they reissued Matter of fact, I bought a Moon Knight one just recently in my comic book shop with the same type of artwork. But this is from 1975 or 1976, made by Pepsi, the Super Series, and this is in mint condition. Sometimes the paint gets chipped over time, scratched over time. This is in mint condition. I can probably get 50 to 60 bucks for this. I did not know they made Green Arrow stuff back in the 70s, especially the glasses and stuff like that. And then I got these hats for $1 a piece. The Denver one, looking second glance, probably not worth anything. The Bud King of Beers, that's zebra stripe. Comps are pretty high on them right now. The reality of them is it's probably worth maybe $30 on that. And if I list mine at 30, I'm going to be undercutting everybody else, but there hasn't been a past sale on one that has sold for more than 30. So in the California Raisin one, that's copyright 1987. That's pretty cool. I have a bunch of California Raisin stuff that I keep on adding to the listing. Just recently, I relisted my listing, adding a cassette tape. I have the VHS tape. I have some of the vinyl figures, all in a big collection. I'll just add this to that. And then looking down here, picked up some of the stuff at one yard sale, $1 for all of these Little's Pet Shop or LPS. Some of them are not genuine. This one is not a real one. The way you can tell, and I don't think this is a real one either, it's not even close, but you can tell is the magnet on the bottom of the foot. This one is missing the leg where the magnet would be. But that's, or they'll say LPS on them. They'll have LPS printed on them as well. But for $1, that's not too bad. Paid $1 for this too, even though it's marked $3, because she also had a pricing system based on color of the sticker. That's why this was $1. She charged me $1 for this as well. It's one of those Fujifilm Instax mini cameras, kind of like a Polaroid, worth about $30 or so, maybe 40 on that. This is what really surprised me. I actually have one of these, and this is the NES Classic Edition. This is the one that has the games built inside of it. But mine doesn't have Pac-Man or Metroid or Zelda or Kirby's Adventure. The one I have is different. I was surprised, even in used condition, this sells for about $60 to $70. I paid $5 for it. You have to look out for these because there's a lot of knockoffs. If it doesn't say Nintendo on the actual system, it's a knockoff from China. So you have to be really careful about that. Paid 75 cents a piece for these. These are Star Trek Next Generation metal model kits. I can lot these up and maybe get 15 bucks for those. Paid too much for these games, $2 for each game, most of them without a case. But I just spent $20 on a bunch of video games. Fortunately, one of them is worth $20 alone, so I can get my money back pretty easily. But I'm trying to stay away from loose games like this. I'm trying to pick up ones that are complete in the case with the manuals, because I don't like them this way. So paid $10 for this big bag of Tech Deck, mostly bikes. Tech Deck are known for their skateboards, and they also do snowboards as well, but this is mostly dirt bikes or BMX bikes. It was funny because when I went up to pay for these, the husband looked at her wife and said, I didn't want to sell these. Why'd you put them out? And she apologized to me, handed them over to him. He looked them over really quick and decided he was going to sell them, but he didn't really care. There was nothing in here that he didn't want to get rid of, so I was able to buy them. I'm just noticing now there's even more here. So 10 bucks is pretty good for this big of a collection. I have other Tech Deck stuff that I might just put it all together. But some of the stuff is going vintage now. It's already approaching the 20-year mark. Paid $5 for this genuine HP black toner cartridge. This particular model goes for about $50, $60. Paid $5 for that. At the same sale, I picked up this box of packing tape. I use a lot of packing tape. Matter of fact, I just got my most recent order from American Bubble Boy, which is where I get my bubble wrap and my packing tape. They have a great brand. Unfortunately, this deal was just too good to pass up. $4 for a 6-pack, and then there's 5 of those 6-packs in this box. Paid $30, right? No, $20 for what? 20, 30 rolls. Typically, I pay that much just for a 6-pack. So I'm going to have tape for probably for the next year, which is great because it's expensive, but I couldn't pass that up. If I Ran the Zoo is one of those Dr. Seuss books that got banned during the pandemic. If you remember, if you don't know, there's about 5 or 6 titles that got banned. They're no longer going to print them. The values of those books have skyrocketed. They have dropped down more of a more reasonable price lately, but my theory is over time, because they're not going to print these books again, they're going to go out, they're slowly going to go up in value. So this is the first time I've found a copy of this book. I have found many copies of Mulberry Street. Seems like that's out there quite a bit, but it's the first time I've found this one, so I picked that up for $1. Here is a box of Zoobles. It's been a long time since I've seen these. If you watch Rake and Profit on YouTube, he had a buddy who was an expert in toys. I first learned about Zoobles from him. Shortly after, I found a big collection of them at a local thrift store. Sold them for a pretty good price. Haven't really seen them since. These are the girl version of Bakugan. So if you don't know, they start off as little balls, little spears, and then if you have your play set, they have a magnet inside, and when you set them down, they pop open, and they're a little animal. Paid $5 for this. Probably can get about $40 for this collection because there's quite a few in there. Matter of fact, here are Bakugan. I paid $1 for this bag. I paid $1 for this Beyblade bag. Beyblade and Bakugan does very well for me all the time. Find them at the Goodwill outlet all the time. Nobody else seems to be interested. I have quite a few stored away, and I'll put those together, list them together as a lot on eBay. Paid $15 total for everything you see here. $10 for the Miss Spider Garden. I had never heard of this toy before. Guess it was a Nick Jr. show at one time, but when I looked up the comps, those 2 characters alone were selling for $30 to $35 a piece. So you're looking at $60 to $70 just for those 2 characters, and there's accessories and other stuff in there as well. She threw in this thing, which was a quarter. This alone sells for $15, so I'll get my money back for everything just on that quarter item that I got for free. And this model kit by Revell is a fire engine and a police car. That alone is going to sell for at least $50 as well. So really good pickup there. Then we move down to all these Squishmallows. These are new with tags. I paid $1 a piece for these. I had bought a collection a few years ago. Sold some of them. Some of them I still have. I'm just going to lot these up as one big collection. Just seems like these are just everywhere now, and they're a dime a dozen. So I'm just probably going to put them all together, maybe $50 for the whole. Oh, here's this too. I forgot about this. This is a fake Care Bear, although it's really well done. Really well done. I've got to do more research. I know there is a collector's market for the fake ones, so I've got to do more research on that. Coming to these car radios, car stereos. Went to a moving sale on Saturday. The lady was just trying to get rid of everything because her house was put on the market, sold faster than she expected. She was kind of caught off guard. So she was trying to get rid of things before she had to move. Excuse me. I asked her how much she wanted for the car radio. She said $5. I said, oh, $5 a piece. And she goes, no, $5 for all of them. So I picked them up right away. These are very clean. It doesn't look like there's anything wrong with these. I was really surprised because I had always been told that Alpine is the better brand, but one of these Pioneers, I think it's the middle one, sells for $150, while this Alpine one barely goes for $40. So I was really surprised on that. I'm going to talk about, this is almost all Sterling stuff. So I went to a yard sale. They had a bunch of flatware for 10 cents a piece, or they wanted $3 for the whole box. I dug through and found these knives. They are marked Sterling, or not Sterling. They are marked stainless, but I know that these are silver because the handles are two pieces. The handles are a separate piece added to the blades, and from my experience I've learned that means it's because the handles are sterling, because they can't make knives that are 100% sterling silver because the blades are not strong enough. So they always have to make the blades stainless, and then they make the sterling, and then they'll mark the blades stainless. And I learned that from the last set of sterling silver flatware that I found at my local Goodwill. So I knew these were sterling, and they are. I paid 10 cents a piece for these. I can probably get $15 to $20 per knife on this set. Maybe $50 for all four together. These were from the same box at 10 cents a piece. These are stainless steel. They are not sterling, but they are marked made in Japan, and they just had a unique look to them. And I was right. I could probably get $20 for those 4 spoons alone. And then, speaking of sterling, this bracelet I picked up for $5 at a yard sale. She knew it was sterling silver, so I picked that up for $5. And then today at the only yard sale that I bought something from, I paid 50 cents for that, and then 50 cents for this, which this was what I really wanted to buy. And what this is, these are sterling. I just had a feeling these were sterling. The design was just too unique for them to make it cheaply. And so I was willing to take that 50-cent risk, and I was right, because on the inside of them, they're marked 925, which is the marking for sterling silver. Now, as I do comps, I'm now questioning what these stones are. Probably not diamond, but it probably something that's worth more than the 50 cents that I paid for them. So we'll see. I'll have to do some more research. So I picked those up for 50 cents, and that's what I picked up for the weekend. There you go, guys. Thanks for watching, and take care, and I'll talk to you next week. See ya.